It's now time for Easy Money with E. We're going to welcome in Erica, our resident sports betting analyst. And if you're headed to Kansas Speedway, before you walk into the Hollywood Casino and put your money down, you're going to want to take some notes right now. Erica's done a great job all year, and especially last week. You won us some serious money.
Yeah, we all won some money last week, but I want to piggyback off of you, Kim, and say if you are at Kansas, walk your ruby red slippers into the casino because there's nothing like placing bets in person. But yes, last week, one of my best bets for Kyle Larson to finish in the top 10 hit. As we know, he had an awesome race last week at Dover, and then our two-sport parlay hit. So the NFL draft where we picked Jayden Daniels to go second overall, that part of it hit. And then, of course, Martin Truex Jr. finished in the top 10 on Sunday. Woo-hoo. So kudos to us and kudos to you guys for taking my advice.
Yes, and that parlay was so fun. I was on the edge of my seat for both events. So let's do it again this week. Another two-sport parlay. Where are we putting our money?
So we're going to put our money on the Minnesota Timberwolves to cover the 5-point spread when they face the Denver Nuggets this Saturday in the first game of the second round of the Western Conference playoffs. The reason we're going to go with Minnesota to cover the 5 points is because if you watch any of them this year, this playoff season, you just know that Anthony Edwards is a complete dog. With him and Karl Anthony Towns and their supporting cast, they could definitely make this a close game. So that's the first part, that's Saturday. Then, of course, we're going to be watching the race on Sunday, and I'm going to go with Ty Gibbs to be the best finisher in his group. In his group, he's got Blaney, Chastain, and Busch. We know that Ty Gibbs won here at Xfinity already. And also, we talk about him every single week as having momentum, getting close to a win. He doesn't have to win this weekend for this group bet to hit or this part of the parlay to hit. He just has to finish ahead of the group. So let's go with that for our two-sport parlay this weekend.
And Ty is a great pick for that group bet because he's in a Toyota, and Toyotas have won at Kansas Speedway every next-gen race. So let's talk specific drivers. Who should we be putting our money on for Kansas?
Okay, so my second best bet on my card this week is going to be these three drivers to all finish in the top 10. And it's Larson, Denny Hamlin, and Tyler Reddick. Now, these odds are plus 105, where a $10 bet wins you a total of $20.50. Look, Larson, he has top three finishes in his last 5 races at Kansas. So to me, it's a no-brainer that he's going to finish in the top 10. And then Denny Hamlin, our favorite guy. He's one of our favorite guys. He's won 4 races at Kansas. And I don't know about you. I read the comment sections, Kim, and people are over Hamlin, but I'm not over somebody who wins me money. How about you, Kim?
Nope, not if he can put some money on the table. I like it.
And then finally, Tyler Reddick. He won this race last fall. He finished, top 10 in this race last spring. So this feels like a parlay bet, but at the sports book where I found this plus 105 is actually just a straight bet. But all 3 drivers do have to finish in top 10 for this to hit. Kim, I do have another note I want to throw out there. I always talk about, if you want to, spend $10, bet $10, win whatever. But if you want to bet a little bit more money, if you feel super, super strongly about a particular bet, feel free to bet more money. So if you feel like Larson, Hamlin, and Reddick are all going to finish in the top 10, throw $20 at it. But $10 is a safe space.
Well, I mentioned how strong Toyotas are at Kansas, and 2 of your 3 drivers in that top 10 finish are also Toyota drivers. So let's talk manufacturers at Kansas Speedway. What do we need to know before we put any bets down for a manufacturer?
Okay, so the first thing I think that everybody needs to know is that Toyota has just been so dominant this year, so it's really hard not to place some money on them in this spot. However, I'm going to place a $10 bet on Chevy to be the top winning manufacturer, and that's at plus 140. And Kim, the reason I'm going there is because this is low-key my way of saying that Larson could win this race. Like, how you feel about that?
I feel good. And if you look at the stats at mile-and-a-half tracks so far this season, both mile-and-a-half tracks were won by Chevy drivers. So
now on the opposite end of that is a Ford, whose odds in this spot are plus 600. They are forever long. And that is because Ford is winless this year. Are they ever going to win a race in 2024, Kim?
I'm hoping for them. I don't know that this is their weekend, but
I actually agree with you on that. However, you know how I feel about odds when they're a little bit longer. You can put some money down and, you have a greater payout for the riskier bet. This is one of those situations where no, Ford is probably not going to win this race. But if you want to put $2, $5 on Ford plus 600, why not? But the smarter bet is Chevy and honestly Toyota.